Hi, everybody. I'm glad to see you all coming on. We're going to be starting very soon. I hope everybody's doing okay. Let me know if you're painting along, okay? I see, I'll play Romper Room. I see Deborah and Leanne so far. Okay, and I hope I see some more. Uh, I'm thinking we have at least one painting along. Now, my live stream should be okay, and then it's going to get kind of slow for a minute. Let me see if I could fix everything. All right. Okay, so that's good. It's going to slow down for just a minute and then it's going to pick back up again. It always happens like that. So, about 5 minutes into it, it's going to slow down. Don't worry about it, ignore it. Oh, Bonnie, I have been thinking about you off and on all day. Okay, you're going to watch. Okay. So I hope everybody that's going to paint along has their yellow ochre on their canvas. I just threw mine on a little while ago. Thank you. And what we're going to paint, I don't know. Let me see if I could switch over here for you. I don't want you to just watch me. Okay. So what we're going to paint now is going to be on this horizontal canvas. Usually everything I paint is vertical. And we're going to paint this right here. Bring it a little closer. Let's see. I'm going to try to put it where you can see it. There you go. It's going to be this landscape right here of Rio de Janeiro. And I got this from Paint My Photo. And you'll see the mountains in the background. And then you'll see buildings. It looks like apartment buildings. Um, it's a big city, so it's a city scene with a mountain scape background and a little bit of a sunset, but it's kind of, it looks like only a couple of colors. I think we're going to bring some more color into this for painting purposes. But that's going to be, this is my reference photo. So it's going to be a little bit different. Okay, that's what we're going to do. All right. So um, I divided this up. And what we're going to do is we're going to put, this is going to be kind of, it's in 4 different sections, but they're not even because you have different sections of mountains coming into it and cutting into part of the city. So it's 4 sections, but it's not 4 uh, even sections like you would have in some paintings. So the top part is going to be sky, the clouds are going to be yellow, the sun is going to be yellow, and that's going to be that top section. Then the next section is going to be background mountains. So the top edge, it's going to be kind of a reddish brown color. I'd love to use my red oxide on that. I know everybody doesn't have red oxide. So instead of red oxide, we'll use some quinacridone magenta and see if we can get that to mute in. That's going to be covered with some zinc white to give it that misty look to it, or smoky, or pollution, or whatever. And then after that, we're going to have a darker, a little bit darker mountainous section come in from this side and from this side. And then after that, we're going to have a much darker area. And in between time, we're going to have some buildings. So for the buildings, we're going to use some little pieces of, let's see, let me put it here so you can see it. Little pieces of either credit cards or hard cardboard. I used one of my boxes from my paints, from my acrylic paints, and cut it up and just tags, you know, any hard cardboard. So that's about it for that. Bonnie, I hope you're doing okay with your recovery. My thoughts are with you. And that's why I was thinking about you. I was wondering how you were doing. So I'll catch up with you. I'll PM you and catch up with you. Um, and then Leanne, thank you for being here. And I hope you're doing okay. And Carol, hi Carol. Okay, so and I think Cheryl's supposed to be coming, so I don't wanna do too much before her. And Tina usually paints along too, so I don't want to jump the gun before she's here because she's planning on painting along. Now, if somebody wants to go back to um, Facebook, that would be great. I did not put a link on there. So if you guys, one of you want to do that, link it to Facebook, that would be fine. I will allow a link in this case. So, okay. All right, good. I'm glad you're doing a little better. All right. Um, so anyway, so I'm going to get started. I'm just going to paint, I'm going to put some cad yellow on my palette. I still have some yellow ochre on there from when I was throwing my ground color on, but I'm going to be adding to it. And I want just a touch of, like I said, I'm going to be using a little bit of red oxide just to darken it. But like I said, you could use quinacridone magenta if that's what you have. Okay, let's see. Um, Let me see if I could do that. Now, if I do that, you go to the very top, go to the very top where it says HTTPS colon slash forward slash forward. Okay. Go to that very top and copy it. Hit copy. Then go back to Facebook and hit paste. That's how you do that. If I do it, I'm going to lose my stream and then I'll have technical difficulty. Oh, did you? Okay. All right. So Deborah did that already for us. Thank you. I appreciate it. I just, my stream will it's already slowing up right now and it's going to come back. It's just like I predicted. 5 minutes into it, it slows up. So I'm starting to catch on to it. So right now I'm going to add some red oxide on my palette. Okay. But like I said, you can do quinacridone magenta. And I'm going to add some titanium white. Okay. Adding some titanium white. All right. So I did not do one in advance. I'm kind of a risk taker when it comes to this. So, but typically I'm a good guesser. So I'll just take you along with me for the ride. That's one thing I like about acrylics is it's easily fixable. You can just add more layers if you need to. Okay. So I'm going to give you a quick glance at my palette. I have my yellow ochre from earlier. I have my titanium white, my cad yellow, my red oxide. So that's what I'm going to work with right now. Okay. Okay, so I chalked in a chalk line that shows that mountain where my mountains are. Okay, so you could do that, and it's about the top section is actually about between a quarter and a third way down. I can't toggle back and forth, Deborah, because it slows my speed down, my upload speed down on my YouTube. And once that happens, it starts getting really choppy and really bad. So anytime I have another window open, it drags and slows down my upload speed. It's part of the things that I've been educating myself on. So that's why I'm not able to do that. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to switch this so that you can see the canvas a little bit better. Let me see. Let me see if I could switch it to just the canvas. Okay, let me see. Configure video. Okay, hang on a second, because my studio, of course, changed. And I want this. Yes. Hang on just a second. I'm so glad you guys are coming. This is our last one of this season. So I want us to have more than the usual amount. All right, let me see if I can find there it is. I'm moving all kinds of windows around in case you're wondering what I'm doing and why I'm looking a little strange. I just want to make this a little bigger. Okay, and then I'm going to move it over just a little bit. All right. All right, that works. And then, okay. Apply, okay. And get rid of this. Almost there, guys. This is acting kind of crazy. Hang on. I always have crazy things happen during a live. Now I'm going to move this over. Okay. All right. Now I'm almost here. I just wanted to make my window so that you guys could see it. And now I'll be able to see you talk again. Oh, very cool. Okay. All right, I'm back. Now I'm going to go ahead and play with this. I grabbed a little bit of yellow ochre, and I'm just putting a dot of my red oxide in here, which is a pretty strong color. Okay, and I'm putting a dot of cad yellow in here to give it more of I put a little cad yellow, so I have yellow ochre, little red oxide, or else quinacridone magenta, and a little bit of cad yellow. So that softened the color up a little bit, but it is darker than my, oh, my big head is in here. It is darker than just the yellow ochre. Okay. But it's a richer color. It's not as transparent, this combination. Not quite as transparent as just the yellow ochre by itself. Okay. So this on this side is, and the other side is going to be more of that sunset look. All right, so if anybody's joining me, I really didn't do much, and I'll repeat what I was doing. I want to put the sky in first. So I mixed some yellow ochre, a dot of red oxide, but you could use some quinacridone magenta, and just a little bit of cadmium yellow. And I'm putting in more streaks here. I'm adjusting some of the colors and putting some streaks in here that's going to be behind the mountains. So some of my darker streaks are going to go in here. And then the parts that I didn't cover, I'm going to put more of the sunset in. So I don't want to get that too dark because I'm going to put some white in there so that I can put yellow on top, because you need to put in your background, you need to put some white underneath your yellow. So that's what that's about. So that's why I'm leaving some spaces in the center to do that. Okay. I need a little water. I have my water sprayer. I'm telling you, it's like a fire hose. I have it. I need to adjust that. So some of it I could mix on the canvas. It's not going to hurt to mix some of it on the canvas. But you see the little streaks now? You can see the streaks in here. Every now and then I'm going to take a glance over and see what everybody's talking about, and that gives me some drying time too. And that gives you some catch-up time. Okay. All right. And then over here, in this section, I'm going to be adding some white. Okay. Hi, Bonnie. So we got both Bonnies on here, and I'm going to get myself all confused. Very glad to see everybody. Now, just going to put a little bit more of this combination right here and just kind of even that out just a little bit. I still want my light and dark streaks on here, but I don't want it to look like wood where it's even streaks. So I just want to even it out a little bit. All right, that looks good. And I want to go off the canvas so I don't have my brush marks showing up too. Okay, so I'm lifting right there to make that happen. And then I want a little bit of darker in here too. A little darker. Right over here, some streaks. I just don't want it to look too even. And maybe down here a little bit. Okay. So that's pretty good right there. This time, it's funny, this time I'm preparing a little bit better. So I don't have to run poor George in and out of the room to the kitchen. I have a few cups of water. Now before, I don't know, I tried this trick where I used the cupcake holder and I had some containers of water in a cupcake holder. It just felt a little cumbersome. I don't know. And I'm not a plasticky person. I like glass. Oh, it's the way I was raised. I like glass. Sister. Okay, I'll call you sister. Bonnie Green says call her sister. Okay, that's easy. Okay. Us greens, you know. We gotta have our little signals. Okay. Now I'm gonna put some white in here just to give me a base for the yellow to show up. And I'm gonna have a moon down in here that I covered up my spot. I was trying not to do that. I'm gonna have a moon down in here. So I need to make a spot for that. Okay. That's not very round, but you know, you get the idea. Okay. You know what? If it's not round, all I have to do is put some clouds through it. I call it my cover up job. Those that have painted with me before, I got my cover up jobs, and it just makes the painting interesting. Well, who knows unless they're watching me. And I'm bringing some of this out here too. I'm bringing a little bit of this white. It's contaminated now with the other colors, but I'm just bringing some of this out here. I want to darken that. I don't want it to go too much off the page with the dark, with the light, the white. Okay, but I do want to bring it so that it's a little streaked. So I took my dirty brush and I'm just streaking it up a little bit, just a little. Okay, and that's giving me the clouds. Okay, so that's what's happening right there. Okay, now let's see. Oh, oh, Elena's here. And why do I say that about Elena? Like she is the best thing since, um, oh, me and Sayings. Sliced bread? I don't know. Me and Sayings. Because Elena's my daughter, for those that don't know. Okay. And I never know what she's gonna do because, you know, that's a daughter thing. Keep me guessing. Okay. So now I'm dipping into my cadmium yellow. Okay. And then I'm going to go over the parts that are white. All right. So some of it's going to be that, what do you call it? Some of it's going to be those kind of clouds, just like that. And it's kind of going to turn into less lines. Okay. So some of it's going to be kind of like this. So I dotted it. There's this dotted thing. And then I'm going to turn my brush this way to make it bigger dots. Then I'm going to have the streaks. Okay. That's how that is. And then I have to go and hit this sun. There's a way to do that. Keep your brush in one spot and just twist it. Okay. And that's what I'm doing right there for the sun. Okay, I'm just twisting it. Go the other way and twist it. Okay. Then I'm going to go back into this kind of an orangey color. Actually, I think I'm going to throw a little Cad Red in here because it's a little boring. So I'm going to put just a touch of Cad Red. I can't open it though. There we go. Just a touch of Cad Red in my sky. So I'm going to mix it with my other tannish, goldish color that I made. I'm going to mix that in there. Okay, I took a corner of my brush and put that in there. And I'm thinking it's dry enough. And I'm going to go off the canvas with that. And I'm going to come in here and streak. Okay. I'm going to hit that part again. Touch of Cad Red into the mix. Okay. And I'm going to do that again. Maybe streak a little this way. Streak a little that way. Okay. Now I didn't tell you to put Cad Red out, so you'll have time to catch up because I want some of this to dry a little bit. And then I'm going to throw some more of a yellowish into the mix. I still have my dirty brush, okay? So, see how that changed? Brightened it up. Some more cad yellow in here. Whoops, got a clump. Okay, so we have this. We have a little of this going on. And I like that white line going over the sun. I like that. And then I also want a little bit more white in this sun. So I'm going to do that. Lighten it up with a little bit of white in there. Same brush, same old stuff on it. Not as round anymore again. I don't want my sun to get bigger and bigger. I'm going to fix that. I still have some zinc white. I still have some, I still need to go over here over the bottom. So it's okay. It doesn't have to be perfectly round, okay? I still have to do some this kind of stuff over it. All right, so it's okay. And then I also want to take some more yellow and make it a little bit more yellow. Make it a little bit more like that in there. Not so. Okay. So that's that. Let me see how it looks on camera here. Looks pretty decent. Might put a little more cad red over here. It looks pretty decent. Okay. So you see what I'm doing? Who's painting along? Cad red. I wonder who's painting along. Cad red and cad yellow gives me a nice orange. Orange it up a little bit. So, oops. Got a little white in there. That's all right. I'll fix that. Dip into my yellow ochre and I'll fix that right up. Okay. All right. I have some mountains to go in here too. Just playing around a little bit. This is going to turn into a painting soon. Okay, let's see. All right, who's talking about how old they are? uh, must be Elena. I'm letting this dry. I use my time wisely. Oh, that's right. Yeah, she's Allie G on here. Okay, so you might have missed it, Tina. Um, let it dry. You could go back to the sun and fix that. You could go back and put some yellow on there a little bit better. But here's what you need to do. Put some streaks of white on your canvas first and put a little circle of white for your canvas and let that dry. All right? Because yellow doesn't go on another color and show up. It needs to go on white. And you might have missed that at the very beginning. So put your streaks where you're going to have your yellow. Put your streaks in your titanium white. And put your sun in your titanium white. And then go off and play with something else and let that dry. Then on top of your titanium white, that's where you want to put your cad yellow. Okay? So I would leave it alone for now. And you can always go back. Okay? Because there's a lot of overlapping and stuff like that in here. So you don't have to worry too much. All right? Now what I'm going to do, I have to adjust this sprayer. Man, this thing, like I said, it's like a fire hose. I don't know if I should tighten it up. Oh, that's better. That's a little better. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is add some zinc white because I want that pollution. I kind of like that. So I'm going to add some zinc white. Yeah, if you have any questions, Tina, put it in all caps, okay? So that I could catch it because I just happened to look. And if I don't catch it, someone else will. Um, George is over there reading the chat, I believe. Are you reading it? Mm-hmm. So when you see all caps, you could read that out loud. Okay, that's what we do on other groups. Okay. So I put some zinc white, a little too much zinc white, but anyway, I put some zinc white out, and we're gonna go in a straight line under the sun with the zinc white. Okay, we're gonna go in a straight line. Well, actually, before we do that, let me back up a little bit. Before we go in a straight line with the zinc white, I'd like to darken that just a little bit. So I'd like to put some yellow ochre in a straight line and give that more of darken that up a little bit. All right. Okay, Bonnie, you rest. I'll see you later. Yep. And if you fall asleep, don't worry about it. I don't take that kind of stuff personally. Okay. Don't make any commitments. Just do what you need to do. Take care. I'll catch up with you if I don't see you back. I'll catch up with you. Okay. So this is what I want to do. I want to take some yellow ochre, and I want to go across here. Well, that wasn't a straight line, but you know what I'm trying to do. Go across here in a straight line. Get some more yellow ochre on here because I don't know what I did with this water. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, so all right, that's what I want to do first. And then I'm going to let that dry while I catch up. Okay, sister, I'll see you later. I don't know what happened to my picture. It looks a little better now. Elena, she's usually on for like 5 minutes and then she's asleep. And I'm like, whatever happened to you? And then she's like, did you paint? Oh, all right. So now I put yellow ochre. Got a little bit of a clump there. I put yellow ochre on across under the sun, and it overlapped a little, but that's okay because the sun doesn't really show up that good anyway. And I'll put some more streaks of an orangier color between the sky and the yellow ochre anyway. So don't worry if you cover over a little bit of the sun because your brain is going to fill in the spaces. So don't worry about that. And then I'm going to be mixing some zinc white across there, okay? And that's going to give it a smoky appearance. After that dries and then the zinc white dries, now we're going to put some crooked mountains in there and we're just going to try to miss the sun. Try to not hit that sun with the mountain. And we're going to come up into the sky part and then down under our zinc white yellow ochre area, up again before the sun, and then we're going to go into a scoop. We're going to go into a scoop under the sun and all the way to this end. This is what we're going to do with the mountain. And then make a little jagged section here and then go off. So that's what we're going to do. So after this dries, we're going to put the zinc white across there. And then after that dries, we're going to put a mountain, a crooked mountain up here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is show you I don't know what's happening with my color, but anyway, I'm going to show you what that's going to look like. All right, and there's a bit of a delay, so give me a second. Now, you see the sky section? You see right about where the sun is, but under the sun, all the way across, we're going to have a like a smoky area. Then we're going to put that mountain, and then under that mountain, we're going to have another smoky area with the zinc white. So that's what we're going to do. Okay? All right. Okay. Elena, is that the Pyrex bowl you stole from me? Yeah. Yeah, I want that back. Okay. So, did I tell you guys one time Elena stole a turkey out of my refrigerator? uh, yeah. Okay. Oh, Leanne, you know about that. You know about dishes. I think it was a turkey. It could have been a ham. I don't know. It's probably a turkey because I'm not a ham person. Okay. I know if I touch this, yeah, it's still wet. So I'm gonna rinse my brush out. Now my brushes are getting a little dirty. I might have to send George for some water after all. Elena, your dad is on here, so you can make fun of him. uh, he's one of my moderators. hmm. Believe it or not. Okay. So I'm gonna move some things around so I could get to my water a little bit better. Try not to have disasters. Okay. Now I'm going to try to go across with some zinc white. And Tina, let me know how you're doing. I think it was Tina that was trying to get that yellow in there better.
Oh, Lena, hi.
Your dad said hi. Don't send him back and forth too much. Okay, so I'm gonna go across here, even though it's not really um, dry. If I have a disaster, that's okay. But I don't want it to be like a white look anyway. And so therefore, if it mixes a little, that's fine too. Okay. Actually, it's looking like I want it to look. Okay, good. All right, so that's that smoky look with the zinc white. All right. And I'm gonna go just across here just a little. Even out my
Tell Leanne hi.
Leanne, hi. She probably hears you. Okay. I'm getting a little OCD with this, right? I need to stop. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, in a minute, I'm going to put in the crooked mountain, which is kind of awesome. Just give me a second. Clean my hands off. Okay, so it's looking up. It's so funny. It's like those that do these tutorials have the advantage of looking at it from a distance by just looking at the monitor. So that's kind of cool. Oh, Leanne says she did hear you.
Oh.
And uh, Leanne does regular checks on her daughter's in her cupboards, in her daughter's cupboards to spot whatever she took. Elena took my wine glasses. I probably told this already. I feel like I did. She didn't just take wine glasses. She took the gold rimmed wine glasses. Like I'm not going to recognize them. Anyway, oh, and I have to tell you my story because that's all part of what I do. I have to tell my stories. Let me switch over here. Hang on a second. I got to switch so that you guys can see me. Hang on. Let me get my thing here. All right. Where's my scene one? Oh, here it is. All right. I'm going to cut over to scene one here. All right. I got to tell you my story. So I went to pick up a bottle of wine, and I could take forever drinking wine because wine doesn't always sit well with me, digestive wise. But I just wanted a little taste of wine. So what I did was I stopped by the local winery and it got really busy. I don't know what happened, but they got very popular all of a sudden. So, and it's not a big place. They're building a bigger place not far. So I go in there and there's the counter. And I used to have the place to myself when I went in there. So I go in there and I wanted to pick up my bottle of wine with their label on it because I think it's cute. I think I get more out of the label than I do out of the wine. But there was a row of people because they do wine testing for very cheap. And they give you a wine glass with the name of the winery on it. So I go in there and there was a ton of people along the counter, the bar, doing their little wine tasting, standing there doing their wine tasting. And I think they were just getting started because I've been there enough to kind of know the routine. And then in the other room, they actually had the other bar with a line of people in that section when you go into the other room, which is very rare. So they're really getting busy. So I'm standing behind the row of people and waiting for her to say something, waiting for her to say, I'll be with you in a second, or can I help you, or give me an opportunity to say, I just want to purchase a bottle of wine. Well, it didn't happen. And I know it was only 5 minutes, but it felt like 15. And that's where my shy side kicks in. Like, I didn't want, 10, 15 people to turn around, like, what do you want? So I kind of waited and I kind of stepped over to the side a little bit. And after I got like feeling very awkward and conspicuous and very ignored and just a little ticked off, okay, a lot ticked off, it was time for me to go. Well, I thought now she's going to stop me. She's going to say, oh, because the door is right behind me. It's a small place. So I thought now she's going to stop me and say, oh, ma'am, I'll be with you in just a second. Just give me a second. Well, I never got that. So I kept on going out the door and I passed these this couple sitting on a bench again, empty handed. All these times I was feeling like, totally conspicuous, embarrassed, but nobody noticed or cared what was going on. Then I get to the car and my husband says, oh, you're empty handed. What's going on? And I said, well, I was transparent. Evidently, nobody could see me. I was completely invisible. And so therefore, no wine. And I says, but I don't want to leave. I want my bottle of wine. So I got on the phone and I got on the internet and I found the winery and I found the phone number and I called and I said, I'm sitting in the parking lot. I was standing there and I felt very awkward and ignored. And so I left, but I wanted to purchase a bottle of wine. And, I don't know how I could do that if no one's going to pay me any attention. So she panicked because she was like the owner slash manager. She's always there. She panicked. don't go yet, come back, and told me what she had on. And don't, well, she was in the other room taking care of the other group of people. So she couldn't leave. Where are you in the parking lot? Like she So I went back in there and I went into the other room and I found her. Anyway, you know what that does to you. You get this like all these emotions and all that. And you don't want to be like the jerk. And then somebody in that group of people in the second room recognized me. So I knew one of the people in the other room. Well, I don't know if that made it better or worse. But there she was with all her daughters whom I've never met. So I gave her a hug and I thought, oh, let's like hurry up, get this over with. Kind of like my story. So the owner got me my wine and she gave me her name and she made me repeat her name so I could remember when I come back to look for her. And she gave me one of those complimentary wine glasses so that you get when you do the wine tasting. So that was nice, but it just like took me a while to get over it. And so getting ready for our party helped me get over it. So I just wanted you guys to hear the end of my day before the party. Anyway, so now this is dry, so I'm going to switch
Real
back.
dry.
I'm going to switch back. Oh, now George has jokes. Let me transition back. Okay. So, I'm going to start with this again. Now I'm going to make my little mountain because now this is definitely dry enough. I'm going to draw that in. What I'm going to use, I don't know. I don't want to make it too dark. And I need to ask Tina, if you're still there, what color did you use for your orangier color? What did you do? Because I'm using that red oxide, and I'm just curious what color you're using. And then how it, I wish I could see. I wish this was two-way. Anyway, I'm putting a little bit of burnt umber on my palette because that's kind of a transparent color too, a little bit. Well, raw umber is more transparent, but I got burnt umber in my little collection where I'm sitting here. And I'm going to take that burnt umber and play with it. I think I'll put a little bit of cad red in it. I think that really does give me a red oxide kind of mix. A little cad red and my burnt umber on my palette. Maybe half and half. And that gives me kind of a reddish brown. I think I might, oh, it's getting sticky. I think I might put some yellow ochre into that. Whoops. Yellow ochre. Okay, so now I have, I like this. Now I have burnt umber, cad red, yellow ochre combination. Okay. And that looks kind of right. And it gave me a brown, but it's not like a dark, dark, dark brown. Okay. And now I'm going to draw my mountain in. So I'm going to draw it first, just so I can know where to go with it. And I'm going to put a little corner here. Then I'm going to go up, all the way up to the sky. Yeah, it's pretty brown. And then come down. Then I'm going to make a little crater right here. Come up, make a little hill. I'm just looking at the picture. Now I'm going to come down and do this scoop. I'm going to do this gradual scoop. It's not perfect. And it's going to come up here, come down, and then do this thing. All right. And then there's another little mountainish thing right behind it that I'm going to stick in there. Okay. So that's my, I'd like to put a little bit more cad red in it with my dirty brush, with my burnt umber brush, because I want a little bit more red in there. Okay. Okay. Then I'm just gonna come down a little bit. Yeah, I like the reddish color in here. So I overlap my outline, and it's got a, definitely has a reddish color in there because I put some more cad red in it. Some cad red that I lost. How do I lose my cad red? Oh, here it is. I'll throw some more on my palette in case you're wondering what I'm doing. Okay. I have the nerve to have some dress clothes on. It's kind of scary. All right. I mean, I really do. Okay. So I don't want to get this all over myself. All right. So now I have my cad red mixed with my burnt umber, and I'm coming down this mountain. Coming around the mountain, here she comes. All right. Whoop, that's all right. It's supposed to look messed up anyway. Not supposed to be perfect. Same thing here. All right. So this is burnt umber and cad red, little yellow ochre in here, okay? And more cad red in there than you would think. But it's really toned down. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. All right. And then, so I'm really going to come down with this. I'm going to come down quite a bit with this. Well, try not to do too many brush marks. Okay. And you know what? If you see a line of demarcation, that's okay, because it looks probably a little bit more realistic anyway. We don't have to be, we're not, what do they say? We're not married to the reference picture. So if it looks like another layer of mountain, that's fine. Okay. I don't want to go over it too much because I don't want to lift my paint off. I'm just trying to get it lower in here. And then this is going to be more burnt umber than anything because this is pretty dark. So I still have the red in here, but I want it to be dark. So that's coming down. This little section right here, I came down. Now get some more burnt umber. Okay, so that's supposed to look like that. All right. And I'm kind of going over here because, all right. Now, I think I'll do a little bit more of a dip here. Because what you don't want is, I'm going to be putting houses and stuff like that in here. What you don't want is a yellow background. That would be silly. Okay. Okay, so it's a little choppy looking, but that's fine because we're going to be going over this again with some more smoke. Okay, it's kind of a smoky city. I don't know. I don't know if it's real polluted. I don't know. I haven't been there. So I can't tell you. But it looks like it might be a little pollution. That's what it looks like to me. All right. So I got some more of my burnt umber on my brush, and I'm just trying to bring this down a little bit. Okay. What am I missing here? This is the only tool you need. Yeah, you could put your buildings in with a paintbrush, but if you have a piece of cardboard, little pieces of cardboard for your buildings, that would be good. Or a credit card, pieces of credit card for your buildings, that'd be good. Okay. Yep, she'll be coming around the mountain. You know those old songs? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and, whoop, I don't want it that dark. I'm going to go ahead and fill in some of the rest of this in here. Fill some of this in, smooth it out, because we're going to be putting our, I want some more red in here though. Whoa, that's a little too much. That'll get fixed. Like I said, the variation is really not going to hurt it at all, because that's what you see. But the thing with this is it's more of a silhouette type. So I'm going back up in here and just getting rid of some of my brush strokes. In case anybody's following me trying to figure out what am I doing, that's what I'm doing. Actually, I'm adding more brush strokes. Wasn't dry enough. Okay. Okay. Can you see the painting on there, babe? Because you're watching. Can you see the painting on there?
No.
Oh.
No, this thing just suddenly
Timed out?
No, it just suddenly comes up with a whole lot of chat.
Oh, the chat.
Yeah, it just comes up like a dozen all at one time.
All at once. Yeah. I have it so that it favors not buffering. It gives you a choice of you want it to buffer less or you want the chat better. And I'm like, I want it to buffer less. So, because that's more annoying when it's buffering. And so far my stream is pretty good, I think. Uh-oh, it's kind of almost good because I said that. I'm just doing a little touch up. I really don't have to do this. I'm just doing a touch up. All right. And then this right here, I want to be dark. So I want it to be a little darker, a little more burnt umber. Okay. All right. So we get the general idea. All right. What am I missing now? It got real quiet. Let's see, what am I missing, guys? Juliet! Hi, Juliet! Oh, you did? You already did a, oh, she did a painting with the statue. No. Well, this one didn't have the statue in the, as you can see. It didn't have the statue. It's a different angle. And I like different. So I went with this one. Now, this is what I want to do. I want to add just a little purple, a little dioxazine purple in the mix of all my other stuff. I better spray some water on it. Okay. And this time I'm going to spray my brush. Wet my brush. So now I have my, some purple. Okay. and some cad red into, and my burnt umber. I have that combination, so I added a little bit of purple in with all this stuff, just to give it a little bit darker, and a little bit of a different hue to it, so that you can tell the difference between this mountain and the other mountains. Okay, so this section might be dry enough where I can get away with it. Oh, before I do that, I want to add some buildings, because this mountain is going to cover over some buildings. So now I have my titanium white, and I'm going to use a little bit of yellow ochre and a lot of titanium white. Okay. And then we're going to add the buildings. Where is my titanium white? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to put that out here. Okay, so now we're going to add some buildings. And you can use a brush, but this is just kind of an easy way to add some buildings without worrying about if they're crooked, or if the sides are straight and all that. It just kind of makes it a little easier. Okay. Now, these buildings, they're not going to be as white as the ones in the front. So these buildings right here, so I'm going to put these buildings right about here, and I'm going to curve it around. Okay. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. I just like to let you know ahead of time what I'm going to do. These are going to be tiny. They're going to be smaller. So I'm going to use my skinnier pieces. Actually, I'm going to use my skinny pieces for these buildings. And they're going to be short. So I'm going to dip some yellow ochre or yellow yogurt and some titanium white, so that it's not so it's a little muted. All right. And then I'm going to make my little building. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them like this. Oh, this is too big. I have to cut it. That's a little too big. And I had a feeling I needed my scissors here. So I need the real skinny. So you can use a little brush, like a size, a number 6 brush for most companies. And you could do it with that. Okay. Anyway, that had a little too much white in it. So I'm going to dip some more yellow ochre. All right. And I'm going to make my little buildings. Curve around. I'm going to go over this with some zinc white so that you can't see it so well. Okay. I'm just going to make my, but I want these to be short. So I'm just dabbing here. And then these are going to be covered up with some mountains. So I'm also dabbing here. Same thing. Just dabbing. I don't want the real big ones here. Some of them are going to be next to each other to make them look a little wider. And then here I'm just going to have like some just dots, just leftover, just leftover dots. And it's going to be more spread out to give it an appearance that they're farther away. And then we'll have more of a cluster in here. Okay. And then down here, we're going to have some a little bit bigger. Okay. Oh. You hear me say, oh, because you know I'm going to be making some mistakes in here. But don't worry about it. That's what I like about acrylic painting. You can make those. Now I have a bigger piece. I have a bigger piece. Let me flip it around so you can see it. Okay. I'm using the straighter part, not the part I cut. And I'm going to be making a little bit bigger. Oh, that's a little too big. I think I'll use this one. I'm going to be making some bigger buildings, and I'm going to come down here with them, okay? So, again, I'm in my yellow ochre, titanium white, lots of yellow ochre mix. And I'm going to be making some buildings in here. But some of these are going to be overlapped with a mountain, okay? So I'm making some buildings down in here. So I just have different sizes. It looks a little crazy now, but like I said, and then I'm going to come over here just with what's left over. I'm just going to go in here a little bit just with some what's left over. Okay. All right. So it looks a little strange, but after the painting starts coming together, it's going to make more sense. All right. Now that color I mixed with a little purple in it, I'm going to make a little mountain, scoop a little mountain in here. So I'm going to go over here. All right. And I'm going to make a scoop, and I'm going to go up here and then come back down. I'm going to cross over these buildings just like that. Okay. Okay. So scoop. I covered some of that. Here's some more. It has my purple in it. Here's some more. Okay. And I'm going up here. I'm coming down. What are they saying? That's a hot mess. What are you saying? All right. Good night, Bonnie. Okay. All right. I'm going to go over here, come down. Okay. What are you laughing at? What's so funny?
They're reminiscing
Oh, they're reminiscing?
on songs.
Oh, so you got to tell me that stuff because I'm missing it all.
They're
I'm
not
painting.
talking to you. They're talking
I'm
to each
painting and
other.
missing the party.
They're talking to each other.
Okay. So we see how we got that mountain in. Do you see that? Where's my people that's painting with me? Okay. All right. Now I'm gonna make some more little smudges here. Okay, here's my buildings. And I'm gonna come down here and make some more. I'm gonna make a really dark. So now to make it really dark, I'm gonna actually put a little bit of blue in here. My ultramarine blue, I'm going to stick that in the mix. I mean, I'm really putting a lot of colors in here because the more these darker colors, the darker it's going to be, especially when you put the some of the colors, the opposite colors together. So there's a little red in here, and I'm putting a little blue in here. I already have some brown in here. I have some purple in here. So I'm going to stick some more red in here that's on my palette and mix it with some of this blue and everything else that's in here, my burnt umber, and it's going to give me a really dark. Okay. All right. So now I have a really dark. I don't want black because that's too dark. All right. Now I'm going to come down here. I'm going to make another mountain. I want some more blue. So the ultramarine blue made it much darker. Okay. And I'm gonna make a really dark section right here. Put some more blue in here. There we go. Kind of mixing it on the palette. This corner here is really dark. Now you see how it lightens up as it gets higher and higher. You see how it's lightening up. I'm going to be using some more zinc white. I'm going to cover this with some zinc white in here, which I didn't get to do yet. Okay, so you can see now. Yes, I have my little method to my madness. All right. And then I have a section over here that's really dark. So while I have this on my palette, I'm going to go to this other corner. I'm going to make this corner dark. See how dark that is? And as it dries, it's going to be even darker. Okay. And I'm going to make like a, it's going to be like a bowl because I don't want it to be, all right, so see the bottom part? I'm going to come up. I want that to be really dark. All right. Okay. All right, what are they saying? I'm missing everything. George isn't paying attention. I think he's asleep.
I can't figure it out.
What? Did somebody say something bad? I missed it. Did David say something? Who said something? Do I have a troll? Did I get my first troll? What? That's exciting. All right. Now, this section, I don't want quite as dark. I'm putting my lighter color in here again. My lighter mix. For me, it's my red oxide. I'm going to be putting that in here, okay? So I'm putting my red oxide back in here. All right, because I have to put my buildings in, don't forget. I got a ton of buildings to put in. I'll do that real fast. I'll try to speed it up a little bit. How's that? All right, I don't want it too light. And I'm going to start blending a little. Need a little water in here, yeah. Like, what's going on? Don't forget to dip into your water. Okay. All right, bring some more color in here. Because after this, it's going to be buildings, lots of buildings. Lots and lots of buildings. Whoop. Two. Little two. All right, let me throw a little purple in there.
So Dave was a troll?
Who was the troll? I missed it. Dave is the troll? What? That's my son-in-law. My son-in-law said he's supposed to be one of my fans.
He wants the painting.
Huh?
Says he wants the
Oh,
painting.
he says he wants it? Really? He hasn't even seen it yet. I have to start doing some giveaways. You guys want me to start doing some giveaways? That means I have to have follow through, and I'm not really good with that. You could ask George. Oh, you're teaching me, though. You guys are teaching me. Now, the essence, you know that already, though, because I have to get addresses every month. I start getting my addresses again so that I could not send you guys anything. All right. So I'm covering this canvas down here really fast in fast speed. Okay. All right. And I need this not that quite that light, so I've got some purple in here because it was too light. So I'm throwing some purple in here. Whoa. All right. These are mountains. It's okay. So I have my purple and my um, red oxide. And I know I didn't put that in the description because I felt like most people don't have it. Or a lot of people don't have it. Let's put it that way. Okay. Okay. I got a little lifting here, but I can fix that later. All right, that's working. All right, so now we're going to be adding some buildings, which is fun. All right. Now, so you see some variation in there. I see some yellow oxide I need to add in here a little bit because it's a little too dark in here. And that's kind of what I do. I kind of like play around because as it dries, it gets a little darker, you know? So I'm adding a little yellow oxide here. And it could look like the sun's hitting it if it looks a little too dark. You guys remember my other mountain that from our first paint party? You know, some splash of color doesn't hurt. But this is more of a silhouette. So that's why we don't have a lot of color in here. The sun's going down. Okay. And little outline here. Okay. Now, it's getting there. We're getting there. A little bit more. Cover this up a little bit. Okay. Oh. All right. So now we're going to be doing some more buildings. Oh no, let me see. Before we do buildings, we're gonna be doing some more zinc oxide down in this section of the painting. All right. So it's zinc oxide time, or zinc white. I said zinc oxide. I meant zinc white. I'm making up colors. All right. Let's see. Tina, yes, Tina. What? Tina, I want to know how far you're coming along here. Let me look. Now I got to look up. Where are you? I see yes. That's all I see. Somebody else is leaving. Rio. It's Rio. Sorry, guys. Yes, it's Rio. Yes, why am I getting excited over trolls? That means I made it. If I merit trolls, that means I made it in my painting life. Okay, let's see. Giveaways, yes. Oh, that's what the yes is for. Giveaways? Oh gosh. Why didn't I just keep my thoughts to myself? Okay, I have no problem giving stuff away. However, I have problem with follow through. So I'll have to fix that. Okay, we're gonna do some zinc white on here. All right, which one's my zinc white? Oh darn, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, this must be it. I dipped my kind of dirty brush into the zinc white. It has like a little purplish look to it. Okay. All right. And I'm going to cover this over a little bit. Looks scary. It's scary when you do stuff like that. But I'm going to cover this over a little bit. I want this to look smoky. I want it to look, okay, see how I covered it over? See how I'm covering it over? Going a little dip there. That's what I want. I want that smoky thing. That's what really makes this picture, you know? It's my dirty brush with a little purple in it. and some zinc white. But the top part is not supposed to, well, I really don't want that. The top part is supposed to be more blended. I don't want it to look like there's a line on this one. Even though it's even, I don't want it to look like there's an actual line. So I haven't redipped. I don't want to redip. You see that, how that worked? All right. And I might have to go back, but my fix it is my yellow ochre. That's my fixer. Okay, that's my cover up job. So a little zinc white and a little yellow ochre. Wipe that off. And I'm just gonna, oh, never mind, not yellow ochre. I went back into my darker colors and see, because I didn't want that zinc white to be so perfect on the top. So that's my blending. I'm taking the color that was in the background and kind of blending it so it's not so perfect. There we go. All right. So there we go. There's our pollution. Now that kept the buildings from looking so ridiculously white. I'm going to do the same thing here with the same brush. Okay. And then here too with the same brush. Okay. So in case you were worried, did I calm you down a little bit? Did I get you calmer? You see my misty? Now their misty is more yellow, mine is more purple, but I like having a little something going on there. Okay? Just a little variation. There we go. All right. Now we're going to be doing some more buildings and we're going to be almost done with this. The end is coming. All right. So now we're getting into the buildings. And then we're going to be, it's going to be done. All right. Where's my big pieces of wood? Where am I on time? 8:30? Woo! Hurry up, Ange. All right. So let's see.
Somebody says with a glazing medium work.
Glazing medium. The only way a glazing medium would work is if you use your original color with the glazing medium, maybe, but it's not going to work like zinc oxide. It's not going to give it that smoky. You could try it, glazing medium, but you need a little white in it. So take your glazing medium and then put just a smidgen of white in it and a smidgen of the burnt umber. See what happens. Oh, I'm missing Juliet. Let's see. Nestled in the mountains. Yeah. Yeah, but you know what? I knew some people that lived that's their place of origin was real, and they say it's not the place to live. And that was years ago. How long ago was that?
That was her. She lived there.
No, I'm talking about some friends of ours.
Oh.
As far as like raising your kids and stuff, they says it's noisy. So I'm imagining it's big. So it depends on what section. But they said it's not noise wise and peace and calm. They said it's not really the place to live. I don't know if everyone would say that or not.
Well, she said she used to live there.
Oh, you used to live there?
She
It wasn't
played
too
soccer,
noisy?
volleyball.
It wasn't too noisy for you? Were you a college student? Because it could depend on
She had kids there,
your point of view. Oh, you had kids there.
and she coached the kids.
Oh, well, you know what?
You
This
talking
is
about Juliet, right?
Yeah, This opinion came from a 10-year-old, believe it or not. So maybe his experience was different because maybe he was a quiet kid. Maybe he got picked on. I don't know. But his opinion, that was a 10-year-old. So I was like, whoa, okay, if a 10-year-old says that he was quite precocious, obviously. All right. This is when you need a ruler, which I don't have, or a straight edge. That's not a straight edge because I cut that edge. All right. I'll fix that. By the time I get done with this, it won't look as but you see what's happening with my line.
She says I had money, so my experience was not street.
Oh, all right. Well, these were probably little poor kid. This was probably a little poor family, sweet as ever, but I'm sure that they weren't rich, but they had enough money to come and live here.
I just ran the streets without paying.
I don't know if it was legal,
She
so
was an exchange student.
I think that's different. That's why I said it was probably a college experience, so it might have been a little different point of view than just kids growing up and being around different type neighborhoods. Some of which could have been kind of in the hood. That was back before you called it the hood. All right. So these are my buildings I'm putting in. All right. Okay. Now, starting to look a little bit. Starting to. Ooh, ooh. This is where your water comes in. Your clean water, even though I don't have any. All right.
I don't know what Elena's talking about.
What's Elena saying?
I don't know. I can't read it.
Elena, what are you saying? LOL. What their name? I mean, I think I know who you. Okay, you know who I'm talking about, but you're writing like you had a lot of wine. Put the wine down, Elena. All right. I'm thinking this might work better. So I'm going to use my palette knife and mess with this a little bit. I'm going to mess with this a little bit. Put some windows in here. I'll put some windows in here. I'm just using my brown that's on my palette because, you know, I got some brown in there. This was a way, way more complicated picture than I thought. It just looked like, 2-3 colors will be done in a jiffy. I don't want to make this part 2 because I want this to be the end of this series. I don't want to make this a part 1. Okay. So I'm putting my little windows in with my palette knife. All right. Windows help. Okay. And then I'm going to put lines going straight up and down to cut up the window because it's all an illusion. I'm going to be putting some windows in here too. It's all an illusion. This is my impression part of the painting. Yeah. So I just have a little, just a little bit of my brown on my palette knife, which I have upside down. I know. But I don't want anything but the top edge, and that's why I'm holding it like this. I don't want to smear, a lot of smearing on here, which I have down here. Now normally I flip my canvas upside down and right side up and all of that. Okay. And then now what I'd like to do is Now I'd like to make some vertical lines.
Mickey Lynn French.
Yeah, that's a French name, but why she say she is?
She says, hello, everybody. Mickey Lynn French.
Oh, that's her name, yeah. Hi, Mickey. I thought you said, is Mickey Lynn French? I'm like, Michelle's a French name. I don't know. Oh, see, that's why I could never be a politician. You got to watch everything you say online, that's for sure. Okay. Anyways, all right. So I'm just making some vertical lines on here. Oops, that was red. Ooh, I kind of like the red. That was a happy accident. Where's my cad red? Where's my cad red? I lost it. I lost it again. How do I keep losing stuff right in front of me? Here it is. I kind of like that though. That was kind of fun. Let me wipe this off and you know what? Put some red cad red on your palette if you got any.
Tell Mickey Lynn French I said hi. She's gone.
Hi, Mickey. Mickey, you know what? You probably didn't know that this was going to go into midnight. You would have plenty of time to catch up to see what's going on. All right, so I'm putting some cad red on this painting. Oh, I'm loving it on my buildings. I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason, but I'm loving it. So I think this is. Whoop! I got a little carried away. What did I say? My last painting. More is more. I really got carried away, but I love the red on there. I might do some yellows. I took it to a whole different level. All because of a happy accident. All right. All right, and then I'm going to take some of my zinc white because that was a little too happy of an accident. Wow. Okay, so we could palette knife that. We really could. Now that I got that fear over with of not having my straight lines, we can so do that. Whoop. All right. That was exciting. Now I'm gonna get in here. I want to have some, but it's not coming on my brush. I want to have some yellow ochre. That's what I'm doing in case you're wondering. I don't want white buildings at all. So I'm putting some yellow ochre on here. And then I'm going to be smearing some reds and some yellows. I'm going to be smearing some reds and some yellows on here. I'm putting a wider building going across because that's more realistic. Okay. And then, all right. So you guys see me playing around, right? Okay. That's starting to look better. Now, what I really want to do, oh, I have fun, is put my little red in here. All right. Put a little red in here. I'm just smashing. Okay, that was too much. Okay. Put some across. And put some down here. All right. So I got some color in these buildings after all, but these buildings aren't as much in the silhouette as the ones in the background. All right. I know. That's wrong, but that's how I'm doing it. And now I want a little cad yellow. Do I? Or do I just want to keep it red? I think I'll throw a little cad yellow in there. And then I might just call it a day. I keep my sleeve out of here. I might call it a day, guys. I stopped even looking at my reference picture because this isn't a photograph. All right, it's not photorealistic. Not that there's anything wrong with that. All right, so I've got some yellow on my thing, on my palette knife. Okay. I need to flip this. I gotta flip this, guys. I can't handle way down there. Now I'm confused. But anyway, I have a little yellow on there. I think what I'm gonna do is I have too much. So what I'm gonna do is scrape it. Okay. Scrape it because that gives the building some color. See there? Scrape. I have my palette knife upside down. I have it, normally it's the back of it you use. I'm using the front of it because I want to pick some of this back up. I don't want it to be, okay. All right. I'm going to put some more red on here. I'm going to go this direction. There we go. All right, I'm liking that. I am liking it. Putting some red on here. Okay. And you see now I have some different colors in here. Some yellow. But see, I just need just like hardly any. I'm gonna scrape it off. And there's my illusion of buildings. Okay. Totally messed that one. I'm going to go farther across with this one. And down. Okay, and then a little red for him. A little bit of red. All right. Okay, guys. I think I might call it. I'm kind of liking. Tina's like, what is she doing? All right. Oh. All right. And I wanted to take my teeny brush. This is my teeny one. Let's put some ultramarine blue. I have a tiny little brush here, like this, okay? And I'm just gonna dot some blue and some burnt umber and just dot some windows in there. And then
nobody's talking anymore.
Nobody's talking, they all left? Okay, almost done, guys. What time is it? 2 hours? I didn't mean to go that long. What time is it?
8:41.
8:41. Okay, almost done. I'm just gonna dot some windows in here. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down. Okay. Okay. Just dotting some windows because that's the impressionistic part. Okay. Okay. All right. Looks good. Okay. Looks good. Looks a little crazy, but oh, I got a little Van Gogh with it. All right. Anybody there? Are they gone? Are my peeps gone? Have a lovely day, Deborah. Here's my painting. I'm going to bring it up a little closer. I'm going to bring it a little closer, and I'll probably play with it later. Hang on a second. Hang on. Let me see. Camera control. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit bigger. Did that make it bigger? Let me see. Where's my thing? Oh. Hang on. Oh, it is kind of zoomed in a little bit. Logitech. Oh, it is kind of zoomed in. Okay. Camera control. I think it is. All right, so I'm just going to bring it a little forward. There's my Rio pic. There it is. All right, what do you think, guys? Good? Is it okay? All right, I'm going to bring it back over here. All right, I'm going to bring this back this way. All right, now I'm going to bring it over. Okay, this is it. I hope you like it. I hope you had fun. I'm going to move this down. Okay. I hope everybody had fun. Let's see, Mickey. Awesome. It's okay. I don't know. It's okay. I'll probably play around with it a little bit more, play with this corner so that it's not so, so perfect and even, that kind of thing. I think I'll do that. Kind of blend this in a little bit. As I blend it in with something really light. Yeah, so I might do that. I might make this a little less, a little less stark. So I'm going to play with it and maybe tomorrow post it up. I think this is one of those pictures that I should have, paintings I should have broken up a little bit so that it's not so, so people don't get so tired. Here, that's a little better. But I was still glad to do it, and I was still glad to get it over with. Let's see. Awesome. Thank you. Looks great. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. I don't want green in it. I don't want to throw another element in it. But what I think I'm going to do is just soften up the edges a little bit. Because it's supposed to be more of a silhouette. So it's just different variations of the same color. I don't know if you saw it, Juliet. This is my This is my reference painting right here. So it's going to show up for me in a second, but I think it's in the right spot. This is my reference painting. So it is supposed to be a limited palette, mono, whatever the word is, mono something. So there you go. So this is my reference painting. The buildings are way more detailed. You know, it has the, oh, okay. Yeah, it has the windows and all that stuff show up in the building. But I thought, you know what, I'm going to make mine a little bit more impressionistic with the buildings. So chromatic. Yeah, monochromatic. That's the word. It's late. So, and I'm gonna tone these down a little. They're a little too stark compared to the back. So I might put some zinc white on there, some zinc white mixed with some mixed with some brown, and put that over the buildings. But that's it. I'm calling it a night. Thanks everybody. Tina, did you get yours? Or are you gonna do part of yours later? Oh, the cardinal was done the last Saturday. Yeah, the cardinal was done last Saturday. All right. All right. Well, you have a good night. Everybody have a good night. Thank you for everybody showing up. I really enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I'm gonna you're gonna do part later. Yeah, I'm gonna kind of smooth over that with a little each building with a little zinc white, mute it down a little bit because I can see from the monitor they just jump up a little too much. But yeah, take your time. I try to tell everybody to break these in half. So when I uh, uh, edit this, it's gonna come together a little bit better. Okay. Thank you, Mickey. All right. You have a good night. Let me see. Where's my thing at? Hang on just a second. I want to speak to people in a correct way. Hang on. Hang on. There I am. Okay. Ah, it just seemed too weird ending it with the camera on the painting. So you guys have a great night. I have to do my typical ending. Have a great night. It was good seeing you guys. I hope you had a good day. Have a good day tomorrow. All right. Love you. Bye bye. Take care. Bye bye. Get some nice rest tonight. Bye. Thanks for coming to the party. All of you. Tina, Juliet, Mickey, Bonnie. I know you're gone. The other Bonnie's gone. But I really appreciate Deborah. I really appreciate all of you coming. All right. You have a good night. Bye bye. Kisses. Bye bye. Love you too. All right. We'll see ya. All right. Okay. So I'm
Camera's
gonna.
still on, isn't it?
Oh, is it? Oh, I gotta stop.